in Central Park was truly a gift. Your firm was essential to our success. The importance of the expertise and attention to detail you brought to managing our design competition, as well as to all the technicalities of Central Park site preparation, cannot be overstated. There were fun parts, like the day that we went up to the Foundry in the midst of a pandemic to look at all the patinas for the monument. But I also know about the harder parts that BBB handled, involving many, many permits. Ground penetrating radar, the protection of tree roots, building the pedestal literally from the ground up, and much more. Monumental Women is pleased to present the Moving History Forward 2021 award to you, Kat, and to your firm, to Richard, and to Susan, in recognition of our extremely successful partnership in building the Women's Rights Pioneers Monument. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much. Thank you, Brenda, and thank you, Pam and Colleen and everyone at Monumental Women, and to the artist Meredith Bergman. This, as most things, was a work of a giant team, a lot of people, a lot of moving parts, and it was an honor for me personally to be involved, and it was an honor for the firm. So on behalf of Buyer Blinder Bell, Richard Southwick, Susan Baggs, and myself, Kat Monahan, we are so pleased to receive this, and we look forward to many, many years of seeing this beautiful statue in the park, inspiring women and men, all ages, to be active, vote. Thank you.
I am Richard Southwick of the architectural firm Buyer Blinder Bell. I'm very honored to receive the Moving History Forward Award from Monumental Women. The design and installation of the Central Park Women's Rights Pioneers Monument was a result of a good many very talented individuals, including the artist, the foundry, the contractors, our friends at New York City Parks, the Central Park Conservancy, and the Manhattan Borough President's Office, but especially the very dedicated group from Monumental Women who willed this into existence over so many years. This was particularly challenging completing this during the pandemic. Few projects I've had over the many years of my career have had a more important deadline, the Centennial of the ratification of the 19th Amendment for women's voting rights, and few have been more significant. Here we are, 1 year later, with this important new landmark in Central Park. Buyer Blinder Bell is honored to have had a small role in making this happen. Thank you very much.
I am so pleased to present this Moving History Forward Award to Penelope Cox, our dear friend. The first day I met you, Penelope, I think that was your first day of work for the Manhattan Borough President's Office, and she was thrown immediately into the fire, our meeting with the Parks Department and the Central Park Conservancy people, who at that meeting said, no, there will never be another monument in Central Park. And from that time on, it's just been a roller coaster ride, hasn't it?
One way to put it.
A bureaucratic roller coaster ride, but we survived and we triumphed. And Penelope's tireless work helped get us there. So it is my pleasure on behalf of Monumental Women to present this Moving History Forward Award to Penelope Cox.
Thank you, Pam, and thank you, Monumental Women, for this wonderful award, and also really for the opportunity to work alongside you in this extraordinary endeavor. It was many, many years ago, early in the project, when I would walk around Central Park and look for places to erect a monument. And in those days, I would walk around and I would try to imagine what the monument would look like, who would stop to look at it, what school groups might say gathered around with their class. Years later, when we were awarded this beautiful piece of real estate here on Poets Walk, again, I tried to imagine what the monument would look like and if tourists and locals would both stop and question who these women were and tell stories and take pictures. In all that projecting and all that pondering, never did I imagine what this statue would become in really just a year. It is now a destination, a selfie spot, a place for birthday parties, a memorial, a backdrop to women candidates announcing they're running or they're conceding, beyond my wildest dreams. When you break a ceiling, whether it's brass or bronze or glass or AstroTurf, the view from the other side is more fantastic than you could even imagine. So what we need to do is to continue to break ceilings and expand the view of and for women and girls. We need to continue to move history forward.
Hello, I'm Namita Luthra, and I'm on the board of Monumental Women. Monumental Women wouldn't be where it is without Monumental Girls, Girl Scouts, to be precise. 3 troops of adventurous, brave, and hard-working girls helped us get to the unveiling of the Women's Rights Pioneers Monument last year. They saw a gaping hole of no real women commemorated in public statuary in Central Park, and they did what Girl Scouts always do. They rolled up their sleeves and got to work, talking, planning, using their trademark tool of selling cookies, and then donating those proceeds to Monumental Women. Troops 3484, 3482, and 3746. We're grateful for your sense of indignation. One girl said, "Wait, there's a statue of a dog and no women?" And for your persistence. We're thrilled to give you a Moving History Forward Award presented by me and the CEO of Girl Scouts of Greater New York, Meredith Mascara. Congratulations.
Congratulations, girls. As CEO of Girl Scouts of Greater New York, it is such an honor and pleasure to honor you. In traditional Girl Scout ways of courage, confidence, and character, you girls have made the world a better place for generations to come who will see this and know what women and girls can accomplish and achieve. You are go-getters, innovators, risk-takers, and leaders, and I am so proud to call myself your CEO and to be a part of your journey as you go through and become leaders yourself, and hopefully have a statue of yours here in the park or anywhere else in the world from your accomplishments. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for this award, and my troop is so grateful to contribute to this statue and to contribute to women's history in New York City.
We are incredibly honored to accept a Moving History Forward award on behalf of our troop, 3482.
We would like to thank many people, including the Monumental Women Board, for working so hard on this monument and for granting us this award.
Thank you in particular to Colleen Jenkins for coming to one of our meetings to talk to us about Elizabeth Cady Stanton and to inspire us to raise money for the statue.
Additionally, we would like to thank our troop members, friends, and family for buying cookies from us. We could not have donated the amount of money we did without their help.
We are so grateful to be receiving this award, as we have always been incredibly passionate about women's rights and equality. So when we found out that there were no statues of women in Central Park, we were more than happy and extremely determined to raise as much money and awareness as we could.
Being given this award means so much to us, so thank you again from us and the rest of our troop. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings and congratulations to Monumental Women from the New York State Museum in Albany. I'm Jennifer Lemack, Chief Curator of History.
And I'm Ashley Hopkins-Benton, a Senior Historian and Curator. It is vital to provide young people, especially girls, diverse examples of real women who did great things right in their own state, city, or neighborhood. Both the Central Park statue and the new Women's History Trail do just that, inspire with the achievements of real women. As they say, if you can see it, you can be it. Attending the unveiling of the sculpture 1 year ago alongside amazing contemporary women was an honor. Recently, I brought my daughter for a visit to Central Park. She was inspired by the history of Truth, Stanton, and Anthony's achievements, and also excited to learn that she was standing in the same spot some of her modern heroes, Hillary Clinton and Brenda Berkman, had stood for the unveiling.
We were honored to have the maquette of the Central Park statue on display here at the New York State Museum for over a year, and look forward to working with Monumental Women to bring the 1/3 size women's rights pioneer sculpture into the State Museum's collection. Having the sculpture in the museum's collection will allow us to honor the accomplishments of Stanton, Anthony, and Truth, document the hard work that went into the planning and execution of the statue in Central Park, and work in cooperation with the educational efforts underway in New York City in an effort to reach the whole state. Congratulations on this special 1-year anniversary, and looking towards the future of Monumental Women.
It's really hard to believe that an entire year has gone by since we unveiled this fantastic monument. Congratulations to Monumental Women, and it's been a lot of hard work this year to get out these projects of the Women's Rights History Trail and also the toolkit. But we hope that people will make use of them and learn more about women's history.
Hi, my name is Regina Wilson, and I am honored to be here today. Just a year ago, I was a part of the ceremony to commemorate the statue being placed here in the park. And I am more than happy today to say that I am a part of the board of Monumental Women. This statue brings so much strength and power to women today, and I'm happy to be honored to be a part of this organization, which will help to highlight some of the great achievements that women have been able to do, not only in this city, but across the world. So as we today honor these wonderful women here that have helped women all across the country to be able to vote, I am more than honored and happy to be a part of now the continuing education that will help to bring women forward in the near future. And thank you so much for joining all of us.
Hello, my name is Colleen Jenkins. I welcome you to Central Park. I welcome you as well as my great-great-grandmother, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and the ladies in the statue. All three of them worked for women's rights, and particularly the right to vote. For not only my great-great-grandmother, but my great-grandmother and my grandmother all fought for your right to vote. The 19th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution protects all citizens' right to vote. So every November, get out and vote, and thank you. Come celebrate history moving forward here in Central Park.
Hi, I'm Meredith Mascara, proud CEO of Girl Scouts of Greater New York, currently serving more than 38,000 girls in the 5 boroughs of New York City. I also have the honor of serving on the board of directors for Monumental Women. The work we've accomplished together in celebrating a 1-year anniversary of this incredible statue resounds so deeply for all of the girls in New York City. Girl Scouts proudly participated in erecting this statue, and it will resonate across generations to come, giving girls the knowledge, the history, and the belief that they too belong here, that they belong in this city, and that they are valued historically across the 5 boroughs and beyond. We are so excited to launch the historic Women's Trail across the 5 boroughs of New York, where women and girls and families of all types can come and enjoy and learn that women are indeed a valued and valid part of history and need to be celebrated.
As co-founders of the Statue Fund, now Monumental Women, Miriam and I would also like to acknowledge the other member of our Gang of 4 who helped us launch the monument movement, Colleen Jenkins. My collaboration with Colleen started when Miriam, knowing that Elizabeth Cady Stanton had 7 children, searched for and found her activist descendant. Colleen was willing to trust my advice and make the 3-hour trek from Greenwich, Connecticut to the Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, where she approached newly appointed Parks Commissioner Mitchell Silver, one of today's awardees, and informed him that there were 23 statues of real men in his premier public park and not one statue of a real woman. The result, in May 2015, we obtained the Commissioner's permission to move ahead. And Colleen was the perfect partner, willing to work with me and overcome her shyness about fundraising. Together, we raised the tens of thousands of dollars needed to get our project off the ground.
Our frequent walks in Central Park led us to realize there were 23 statues honoring men in the park, but not one honoring a woman. Outraged, we wrote a March 2013 Huffington Post blog that provided names of women worthy of statues, including Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Shirley Chisholm, Lillian Wald, etc., etc. Writing was not enough. We decided to do something about it. Undoubtedly one of the best decisions we ever made. We formed a nonprofit board. 7 years later, on August 26, 2000, thanks to the hard work of board members, foremost among them Pam Lamb, our statue was unveiled. Without Pam's deep commitment and brilliant leadership as president of Monumental Women, and without the help of Heather Besley's New York Life Insurance $500,000 grant, it would have taken many more years to achieve our goal.
What the case is, or what the sentence is not based on, is emotion or sympathy. But at the same time, I want to acknowledge the deep and tremendous pain that all the families are feeling, especially the Floyd family. You have our sympathies. And I acknowledge and hear the pain that you are feeling. I acknowledge the pain not only of those in this courtroom, but the Floyd family who are outside this courtroom and other members of the community. It has been painful throughout Hennepin County, throughout the state of Minnesota, and even the country. But most importantly, we need to recognize the pain of the Floyd family. I'm not going to attempt to be profound or clever, because it's not the appropriate time. I'm not basing my sentence also on public opinion. I'm not basing it on any attempt to send any messages. A trial court judge, the job of a trial court judge is to apply the law to specific facts and to deal with individual cases. And so, Mr. Chauvin, as to count one, based on the verdict of the jury finding you guilty of unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony under Minnesota Statute 609.19 subdivision 2 paren 1, it is the judgment of the court that you now stand convicted of that offense. Pursuant to Minnesota Statute section 609.04, counts 2 and 3 will remain unadjudicated as they are lesser offenses of count 1. As a sentence for count 1, the court commits you to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections for a period of 270 months. That's 270. That is a 10-year addition to the presumptive sentence of 150 months. This is based on your abuse of a position of trust and authority, and also the particular cruelty shown to George Floyd. You are granted credit for 199 days already served. Pay the mandatory surcharge of $78 to be paid from prison wages. You're prohibited from possessing firearms, ammunition, or explosives for the remainder of your life. Provide a DNA sample as required by law. Register as a predatory offender as required by law. And then you will receive a copy of the order and also the attached memorandum explaining the court's analysis.